So it's Christmas and we're in the house, but it's not finished yet. As you can see, we've still got some scaffolding up. Haven't managed to do the terrace, and the garden is still full of builders, materials, bits and pieces we may or may not use. But we're kind of getting there. We've now got a path, just loose laid along the side because it was getting pretty treacherous with the mud. And we still have a lovely view, as you can see. So yes, so we're living in the house now and seeing how it works. One thing we hadn't expected is up here somewhere there are mice. So we did have mice during the work on the project and kind of got rid of them with live traps. But since we moved in, they've come back and we're sort of battling to get rid of them at the moment. It's a bit unfortunate because we're meant to be airtight, but if mice can get in and out, then clearly we're not. At least not now. The mice are there. I think I heard them chewing through the membrane. So it just goes to show that life isn't perfect, and the best laid plans of mice and men, as they say, gang after gley. So the mice are putting paid to our plans a little bit. Anyway, hopefully there's enough resilience in the design and the way we put it in practice that the mice won't be too much of a problem. Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, so we're sort of got basic kind of facilities for us living here now. We've got like basic cooking and recently got hold of a washing machine. So we're managing okay. We've managed to source some kitchen cabinets actually from our old house, which the new people were getting rid of. So we said, oh yes, we'll have those. So we're going to try and make them work in this kitchen by having to chop them around a little bit to make them fit. But I think that's better than buying something new. So that's what we're going to do. Been doing a fair bit of plastering using either my own mix or bought in insulating plaster using caulk. So we've been doing that on the window reveals, and we're sort of part way done. And we've also insulated underneath the windows. There was a space above the masonry but below the window board. So we've insulated that and then plastered it in. This is what the kind of gap looked like. So we're trying to seal it in so it's airtight, so we don't get problems with condensation forming on the timber that you can see there. What else have we got? We've got Andy on the sofa.
Merry Christmas.
There we go. So what's worked and what hasn't? So the house is keeping its temperature pretty well. We haven't finished insulating. We've still got about half of the external wall insulation to do. So the front half is done, but not the side and the back. But it seems to be okay. We don't have any our kind of heating system installed yet. We're going to go for an air-to-air heat pump. But they've recently announced a grant, so we're just kind of waiting until the grant becomes available and the admin's all kind of in place. So we're just using this and one other sort of plug-in electric heater. But it's been quite useful to see how much heat we actually need. Our predicted heat load was 2 kilowatts. That's a 2.4 kilowatt oil-filled radiator. And it seems to be managing fine for us. We don't have it on all the time. We put it on overnight when we have cheap rate electric. And then during the day, we have it on maybe low, and then in the evening, we have it on a bit higher. We're mostly around maybe 16 degrees in the morning, and then climbing up to around 18 sort of during the day, which is fine for us. And we're using either solar. So today we've got quite a decent amount of solar because it's nice and sunny. But we're using the battery we have to get that filled up with energy overnight on the cheap period with the Octopus Flux tariff, and then during the day we use it up, and that's pretty much always been enough energy for us to get through the day. That kind of load of overnight charging. We've got a 9 kilowatt battery, 9 kilowatt hour battery. And yeah, that sees us through with a bit of help from solar most days. And that's everything. We don't have any gas, so that's hot water and heating. Talking of hot water, this is the water tank. We've just been using it on the immersion because we don't really have enough spare heat at the moment to try it with the on the heat pump. Just after it's installed, we got some mild weather, so I did test it out with the heat pump in here with the window open. There was a fair amount of noise, it's true, and it definitely cooled the room down a lot. So we'll have to see if using it on internal air is going to be practicable long term. But yeah, we're just working out how to live with it really. But it's produced enough hot water. It's 200 litres. So we don't have a shower or anything at the moment. We've just got a bathroom upstairs. This is where the shower probably will be, but as you can see, we're not quite there yet. So we just have a bath and sort of share bath water, and it's plenty. It might be enough for 2 bars, but we haven't tried it out yet. So in here we've got a compost toilet, which we're using day to day just for number ones, and that does have an impact on the heating as well, because we're not bringing in cold water constantly to flush. Then we're not losing heat through heating up that water in the system, which obviously then goes down the drain. So I think compost loos definitely have a place in a house like ours. We use the wee for the compost, and it reduces our water use and improves our thermal efficiency. So we'll have that as a sort of semi-permanent arrangement. I think at some point we might switch over to an ordinary toilet, but for the time being, it works for us. I think we'll go and have a look upstairs. So we've still got some wood wall here to plaster, but we have plastered some of the other bits. I just wanted to show you the MVHR. I left the light on here. So this has worked pretty well. The insulation around the pipework wasn't quite sufficient, so we've been getting some condensation around the inlet, so that's where the cold air comes in. So I've just kind of wrapped some fabric around the worst places at the top, beginning and end of that pipe, to, if not soak up the condensation, and also, to thermally insulate it a tiny bit. So the installer says they're going to come out and put some more insulation on, so that's just a stopgap. So it works pretty well. We've got quite high humidity. I think that may be to do with the fact we're only heating to maybe 18 degrees, so our humidity is around 65 and then up to just over 70 using the MVHR. But we do have extra moisture in the air from plastering, which we're doing now and again. So just need to kind of keep an eye on that humidity, I think. But yeah, a bit higher than I was hoping, and hasn't quite managed to dry washing inside. It took quite a long time to dry washing inside. I'd hope the MVHR would mean that was possible, and yeah, worked. It's been not so good at dealing with humidity as I'd hoped, but we'll tweak around and see if we can improve that. Apart from that, we'll see, using this upstairs space now. Got all our stuff in, not probably arranged, but you know, we've got enough room for everything. We've got bath is fine. We've now got a basin. It's a bit cooler up here. The only heating we have up here is this towel rail, which is about 400 watts. It's not a problem really, it being cooler, so probably mostly around 16 degrees up here. I had thought more of the heat would rise up here from the stack effect, but it hasn't. In a way that's fine, because it's nice to have a cooler bedroom, but yeah, roughly around 2 degrees cooler than downstairs is the sort of normal situation up here. I think that might be it. Let's end with, oh look, there's me in the mirror. Hello. But let's end with the lovely view on today, Christmas Eve 2025.